Oh, g'day guys. Fresh canvas, fresh day, and man, I've got an exciting, wily idea to create. So, okay, last week we did the gorilla, the primal energy of a monkey, a silverback gorilla. This week, it's a little bit different. This week, I found something pretty special to be doing. It's still on the animal theme. But it's got something a little bit more unique to it. A little bit more, dare I say, there was a story behind it in the picture, but this is kind of special, guys. You see, there was one comment on the gorilla video, on the reel. There were hundreds and hundreds of comments, but there was one comment that stood out where someone said, and it was actually someone putting down the artwork, but it had a profound impact on me. What they said was, this looks like paint by numbers, which it's not, but they said this looks like the kind of cheap artwork you'd see in a hotel room, and that inspired me. And the reason that inspired me is because my favorite piece on the face of this planet, one of them, was actually inspired by a piece of art in a hotel room in Indonesia, Uluwatu. That was hibiscus surf on the surfboard. That was inspired by a flower in a cheap hotel room. So, here's what's inspiring this painting. Something super unique and special. Let me just leap on this here. Something really unique and special. Where am I hiding it? It is bada bing. This. If I can manage not to drop it. This here is a magnet for $3 Canadian. And I've had it for a long time. But today, our picture is going to be inspired by this magnet. So I think that's pretty fun. Anyway, before I get kicked into that though, I need to get this magnet in position. Got my pink strapping tape. Hey Trina, how we doing? Whew. There we go. Put that down there. And let's get this colourful pink strapping tape for injuries and for artwork. Hey Mikey. Oh my god, it's an absolute stunner of a day here. You might be able to hear some of the tuis, kiddies in the background. There's a little bit of wind, but we've got the speaker on today, so it should counteract that. And there is our beautiful magnet. So if you missed it earlier, this picture's inspired by a magnet, and I'm not going to stall anymore. I'm going to have some electrolytes, and I'm going to get started. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Happy Labor Day week. Ooh, it's Labor Day week. That's exciting. Let me just check your position here, team. I think you're in a beautiful spot there. I love where you're sitting. I'm going to angle the canvas slightly up over towards me a little bit. It's going to require a little bit of adjusting. There we go. There we go, sweetheart. Ba-da-ba-ba-ting-ting. Ba-da-ba-ba-ting-ting. There we go. Got a wide spread on the legs too to make sure it gets a nice strong base and it's not going to whip out anywhere. There we go. That pre-live must be crazy. The whole thing actually packs up, so it's actually all carryable in one load. I've got the stand with the tripod on it. I've got the easel that folds up to this size, and I've got, I'll show you this, my box of goodies. So if I'm carrying extra, maybe a packed lunch or something, I can throw this part over my shoulder. The easel and the stand go on my other hand, and then I typically grab this on the pack with a shoulder on it and put it on my head. and walk like that. But I'll get a video of it one time for you guys because it's sort of hard to explain, but you can carry it all in one big load. All right, big fat brush to start with. And jeepers, I've been thinking about black. Are we going to start it with black? Maybe I'll start it with a black liner and then go in with purple. I think that's a fun plan. I think that is a fun plan. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ting-ting, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ting-ting. I know one other thing I want. Give me 2 seconds, team. Oh, I thought it was somewhere around in here. Oh no. I must have imagined it. Oh well, such a shame. It's not necessary. It's totally fine. Coming on back. I mean, I thought I had a pair of polarized sunglasses in the car. It may have ended up in my painting set though. May it have? Or am I just dreaming? I think I'm just dreaming, team. That's all right. We're going with natural light today. We'll make it work. Here we go. This is New Zealand, guys. Now, it is going on exactly 1 p.m. here, and black and purple. Or we'll kick off with black, and then we'll move into the purples. Okay. Take those off so I don't trip up over myself. Breathe, baby. Get that sweet, sweet air into you. Let's get this spun around here as well, team. What is he doing? This is what you call stalling. Nah, so promise I'm not stalling. Well, this is what stalling looks like, but I promise I'm not doing it intentionally. Just want to make sure everything's perfect. Here we go. Fantastic. Okay. All right. You know, starting a piece of artwork is a bit of fun. I do. But I'd like to get warmed up first. So the theme for today is a Canadian magnet. All right. Beautiful. First person to spot it gets a digital high five, by the way, guys. Beautiful. Melissa, put your hand in the air. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Here's our picture. Voila. So we're not going to put Canada in there, but we are going to capture the beautiful, beautiful animal we got here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is that actually a reindeer, Or are we talking an elk or a bull elk? What are we dealing with here? Someone who's an expert, a Canadian, who have we got? But basically, yes, there's a giant set of antlers coming up. And what I love about this is the antlers have that white touch to them. Red stag, love it, love it. You know, that's going to inspire a bit of what we're going to do here. We're going to add a bunch of red through this. Yes, it's a red stag. So we get two choices there. If it's a red stag, do we just use red? Or do we avoid red altogether? Because red's already in the definition. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. We don't need to decide yet though. And again, this isn't to mark out the picture as much as it is just to understand the little moments in the picture, the little curves, the touch points that make the picture the picture. We're not trying to, what's the term? We're not trying to outline exactly where we need to go, but more just understand how we feel about the antlers, how we feel about the shadows in it. These lines might even stand to actually distort the image. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There we go. Beautiful. What is that? It's a mess right now, but wait. It's going to come together. Now, none of these lines will work. Not a single one will land properly if we start this with the intention of thinking, I need to see a reindeer, I need to see a red stag, I need to see the picture. You don't need to see anything. All you need to do is form an attachment with the subject and look for shapes, look for tones. The start of the journey doesn't need to look like the end result. The end result's going to look nothing like this. But without this forming an intimate connection with the shape and the tones and the movement in the work, you're never going to get the work. You'll never find it in these chaotic layers. There's a darkness up here. Things like eyes, there's this temptation at the start to sit here and slowly etch away eyes. Can't see the eye in the picture. In fact, the most volume in the picture comes from the mouth. Dark there, as it lets out a voluminous noise across the valley or ridge or landscape that it stands on. I've never seen him this hyper. Have you ever seen me start a work? When it comes to starting a work, you've got to start wild. You've got to. It's absolutely essential. That's perfect on that front. Now, the next colour we're going to move on to, first colour off the bat, is going to be our purple. Why purple? There's a little silly story behind why I love to use purple, especially in the first layer. Purple is one of those colours that historically cost so much money. Ridiculous amounts of money. So by using it in our first layer, we sort of abuse the fact or embellish the fact that we get to enjoy an abundance of purple for the same cost as any other colour. So the fact that I can sit here in 2024 and cover a big fat brush like this with that much purple and not have to pay the cost of a 5-bedroom home to get it, this is a novelty that most humans throughout history did not get. So I'm here to enjoy that. All right. Now, in here first, deep purple. There we go, beautiful. We're going to go over the edges here, really throttle out beauty. And that powerful purple colour. I want to spread it just enough though, that after I've spread it, it dries almost instantaneously, allowing me to come back layer after layer and build up in a single session. If it doesn't dry suddenly, I'm stuck. I can't go further. I need this stuff to dry as fast as humanly possible. There we go. The background's got this luscious purple in it too. All right. Down to there. Get up all up through here. There we go. Put through here. There we go. Lovely. So you'll still see those etchings of black underneath, but we'll start to see, yeah, there we go. Lovely. Oh yeah. A bit more down through here. Oh yes. Sorry guys, not meaning to ignore you there. Just slapping it around there. It's actually, let's chuck a bit of white through that now. It's bold of me, but to embellish more of that purpley colour. And then I think we're just going to stay in this palette, jumping across from purple to turquoise. That's the plan. But let's see how this goes. All right. Now, I've got to reiterate this, guys, especially with painting like this, wild, crazy paintings. Do not, whatever you do, don't expect or don't try and see the subject matter at the start. Allow it to be wild and free. We can't build wilderness or primal chaos into a work later in the piece. We have to start with it. We can always get back detail. We can always get back detail, but we can't get back primal chaos. So, if your work looks chaotic at the start, you're heading in the right direction. There we go. See those antlers starting to thin out a little bit. We're not too concerned. We're just after, there we go, down the back there. And right down to the ground. Beautiful. Now, I'm sorry guys, especially while I'm smashing this stuff out, if I miss anyone's comment, it's not intentional. I can get a little bit dragged into it, especially in these early layers. Okay. And if you don't have patience, you're totally fine. Watching a piece of artwork come together can sometimes take a bit long for people, especially if you're going to bed or waking up in the morning and you're halfway through your coffee heading off to work. So there's replays of this. They'll be available all over the show. But if you've got time and you trust me enough so far in the session we've had so far, or if you think actually you might have a bit of sense, this may actually go somewhere, then I fooled you. No, then hang around and see if it does. But if you're busy, I totally understand. Life gets busy. Just welcomed a baby girl to the world, and I understand. Life gets busy. Man, does it what? I love it. I love it. It's busy for all the right reasons, but whoo-wee, it's definitely busy. Just make sure that's nice and strong. There we go. Beautiful. Perfecto. Perfecto. Yeah. Love it in these early stages too, guys. Once it starts forming its character and defining itself, it loses the possibility to be anything and become something. And there's beauty in that moment in a painting where it could literally just be anything or nothing. Once it's something, it's presented itself. It's like the allure of possibility is suddenly gone. Right now, in these early layers, this artwork has the allure of possibility, and I love that. You know what I'm talking about though too, like, it's that classic thing of, do you want one in the hand or two in the bush? I know a lot of people are sensical and they say one in the hand, but God, the allure of, you know, something else or more, it's addictive. There we go. Perfect. Let's set that one down. Swap out that plate. We're going to grab cobalt turquoise light. That's not quite balanced at the top, guys. Let me just see if I can rectify that. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. I think that needs just a little bit more paint in that corner. Oh no. Oh well. Looks like sand just became part of the process. Welcome to have it here. And then we're going to put this up, put it right at the top there. Oh, it's going to tilt down towards me. It's going to fall off there. Might just hold it for a few moments. If you're wondering what we're working to, here we are. Just a sticker. A sticker, a magnet from Canada, a faded magnet as well. But that's part of the beauty, part of the fun behind it. Just a faded Canadian magnet, which I'm already getting paint on, which makes it even harder to see, but it's part of the fun. Okay. Okay. Cobalt turquoise light. There we go, big stack of it. Big stack, down that goes. Up with the Liquitex. Okay, cobalt turquoise. Belongs just about everywhere. Yummy. If you're wondering what that stuff is, it's a special blend. A special blend of quick dry mediums, transparent mediums, a little bit of gloss mediums, and there we go. Same brush, half size. Ooh, Jesse, don't you come in here asking hard questions like that, Jesse. That is a rude question. What is my favorite painting so far? You can't do that to a man mid-creative process. That's just, ooh. Oh, look, he just found his glasses. Hello. They're a bit of a mess, but I must have left them in there from that chaotic texture session we had the other day. Honestly, I think each work fits different bills. When I say that, I mean some works are utterly unique, whereas other works capture vitality and other works capture love. In terms of capturing love, there was a painting that went to the UK of a wedding, and I constantly use it in a lot of advertising materials. I'm in love with that painting. And then in terms of capturing vitality, Mahalo. I love Mahalo. Mahalo's absolutely stunning. In terms of capturing the wild, I mean, there's a bunch of paintings that do that, but I really like Zambezi. Zambezi River, that's special. I've been talking to a guy though, because one thing that we've done the like American states in a few places, but one thing we haven't had the opportunity to do is really get into like a ranch, like America situation, and with a bit of luck, it might all be about to change. So I'll keep you posted, because I can't wait to paint a US ranch. That would literally make my day. Okay, here we go. So now we're into our delightful turquoises. These are going to get along really well with the purples. And like I say, don't expect the picture to start showing up more. That is not the idea. Just want to keep layering, enjoying the work, having fun with it. These early stages, man, I love the early stages. Almost wish you could hang around there longer and just embellish them more. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful turquoise. There we go. Down through here. Again, it's transparent, and these layers are going to dry so incredibly fast. So incredibly fast. And that's the beauty behind them. Straight onto the surface, guys. No sunburnt issues. Look, I'm letting myself warm up first. There's a little bit of wind, but I do need to apply some sunscreen. But I said after the turquoise as well. So in the near future, but not just yet. We'll just keep having some fun right now. There we go. Bing, bing. Bing, bing. There we go. Come on. Jesse, you're liking it? Thank you. And yes, Omar, I can. Hello, Omar. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're happy. Hope you're healthy. There we go. Just going to capture a few of these little dribbles and drabs from these horns. Just touches. Not going to get overexcited on them, but I do want to just get a little bit of colour through them. There we go. Lovely. And that's enough of that colour. Right. Quick pause. Quick pause while I make sure that your artist isn't going to get sunburned. This is important. Ding ding. Ding ding. Yeah, guys. I've got a time lapse going at the moment on the other foot, on another device, and this is going in exactly the direction we wanted to go. I remember I had a long-term fan, Jules, laughing one time because I was painting quite abstractly, but I sort of knew what I wanted, and I landed this arbitrary stroke in this weird colour through the middle of the artwork, and it was just nonsensical to any onlookers. And then I was just like, looking at the canvas, I said, perfect. And Jules was just cracking up. So only you. What are you painting? I can't see anything yet. Oh, I love where you're at. You know what? I am painting something, but as long as you can stay in that place of not seeing anything, first off, that's a fun place to be. And second off, when you do see it, it makes it all the more richer. There's 52 pigments that I'm adding to this. And at the moment, there's only 2 on it. Which means that although we see full coverage, you should only be able to see, what's that? 2 colours out of 52. That's like, if you can see it right now, that's the equivalent to getting a deck of cards and expecting to flip over a red queen. It's just unlikely. You've got 2 cards out of 52 right now. There's so much more that needs to go on to it. So, give it time. Give it time. There we go. All right. I'm going to leave it off my legs for now because they're sandy, and honestly, they need a bit of a tan. So, that's all fine there. That's all fine there. What's the next colour going to be? Are we going to cut them with Naples already? Or Or am I being premature? I'm going to cut him with Naples. That's wild. This is like our... this is usually my big trick play. I grab Naples yellow and start cutting it into the work. And it starts defining the character. But in this case here, because it is this sort of ranchy shot, it's the Canadian wilderness, Naples yellow has this effect over it. And plus, this is a funny thing, guys. I'm going to tell you this. Look out for this across the process. This magnet is faded. So expect more sepia tones, expect less intense green colours and more turquoisey colours as the colours have actually pulled themselves back and faded. Not faded, but changed hue. You know how magnets do that? How UV rays alter colour palettes? That's what's going on here. Now, another thing, for those who recognise this little colour palette technique, we have done this once before. Purples into turquoisey blues into Naples yellows. The last time we included ultramarine blue, and we're going to come back to those. But it was Welcome to the World, the baby photo. It's just my favourite sequence of colours, just in the way they land. This brush is too big. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm after. Okay, you ready, guys? This is going to be the first coat, because it's one of the more intense, brighter colours. This will be one of the first coats where actually you'll feel the stag pop out a wee bit. Here we go. The highlights on those horns, lovely, down through there, beautiful. And there's a little bit here, and this funny thing right under their chin. There we go. And there's that ear, that sort of comes across there. There's another ear, there we go. Oh, lovely. And then there is sort of etching around that eye, and that's all we're going to do on the face for now. There's a temptation to stay there, but this isn't about staying on the face. This is about moving around the stag and giving each part of that stag an equal amount of our attention. Its rump faces us, which I find is appropriate because I feel like it'd be hard to sneak up on a stag from the front. It would just run away. But in this case here, I feel like the stag's turned around, seen us, unleashed a roar, and it would be a roar, before it heads off on the rest of its journey. So this is usually, I believe, and I'm not Canadian. I wish I was from the Canadian wilderness, but I'm not. This is quite an honest angle that you'd see a stag from. There we go, and you can see how that sun hits the coat on the stag, striking it this way. Right, and that's actually, that magnet's right on top of it there. There we go. Beautiful. And there's grass down here. I'm not going to leave that uncaptured. Beautiful grass. These corners of the canvas, they can usually get ignored, but you don't want to. If you put as much attention down here into the corner as you do onto the face, the whole work would be better off for it. I see so many pieces of artwork where they focus on just the character in the middle and let the background completely slip. And yeah, I get it. We all love the character in the middle, but what happens once you actually see the character? After that 10-20 second period and you've taken the character in, what do you do with your eyes then? They wander. And if there's not beautiful detail and attention around the outskirts and the background to bring you back and reinvest in the character, you're going to wander off. Head off on a hike, head off to the next piece of artwork. And I'm not saying you shouldn't head off to the next piece of artwork, but if an artwork has more to give you and it can retain you, wouldn't it be its responsibility to do so? What have you mixed with the white color? Okay, that's my own special little blend of herbs and spices. It's a quick drying medium. It's a gloss, satiny gloss medium, half and half. It's a transparent acrylic binder, and it's a bit of low viscosity painting medium. So I blend all them together, shake them together, so then when I combine them into a buttery acrylic, it makes the paint flow on, to any artists in the room, flow on very similar to oils. That's the end goal of it. To make acrylics layer fast and dry fast, but behave and feel like the buttery sensation of oils. If we can get that, we've achieved what we're after achieving. I love oils, don't get me wrong. Oils are amazing, but the dry times stop you from vigorously layering as fast as we are right now. You can add quick drying things in through it, but you're sort of trying to make a square peg into a round hole. Whereas acrylics do like to naturally behave like buttery oils, but they also do want to dry incredibly fast. So we're actually forcing them less to be something they're not than you would be if you tried to make oils do the same thing. And trust me, I've tried. I go backwards and forwards all the time, and I usually buy some of the newer stuff on the market just to double check that oils haven't actually got there again to overtake acrylics. But right now, for this particular kind of painting, acrylics are very much so in the lead. Very much so. There we go. Okay, next color after this one, guys, we might even dabble into a bit of black. Do we dare? Oil and gouache, yeah. I can imagine that would work quite well, because the gouache is those really thick particles and pigments. So watercolor is really fine, small pigments. But with gouache, they're bigger. That's why it's so opaque. Can't see through gouache. Combine that with oil, you'd probably get some of the most potent color. Some of the most potent color available. Probably not the most potent, but some of. Suspended gouache and oils. Yeah, I like where your head's at. Do I do a family picture? Of course I do. Of course I do. Done a stack of family pictures. My favorite one, I shouldn't say favorite one. One of the ones I really enjoyed doing was for a gentleman named Stephen in Washington. He was just incredible to work with. I loved his inspiration. And when it comes to family pictures, you might think an artist might give you this vibe that actually a self-portrait or a family picture is like, yeah, I'll do it and take the cash and run, finish this picture, but I won't put inspiration behind it. It's not actually like that at all. The beauty behind family portraits and like portraits of loved ones and children and things like that is that the person you're doing the commission for brings this amazing amount of good energy and inspiration, and you can feed off that, and I mean really feed off that. When I get given like parents, for one thing, parents and children, you can't help but to actually overload it with inspiration. You just can't, because the person's come to you with so much goodwill and joy that they literally want to capture someone they love in their life and paint. Not themselves. They want to capture someone they deeply love. That's special, guys. That's really special. And I feed off that and then try and make great art out of that. You combine this kind of wild process with someone else's inspiration to capture someone they love. Really wholesome. There we go. Beautiful. I'm just going to do a little adjustment here, guys. I see that wind's kicking it from behind, but I've got a solution for that. This is a peg that goes down to the ground. You screw it in. It goes, you can see it under the canvas right now. It goes all the way down like that. The last few turns are a bit tough. There we go. And then you hook it round and it holds the easel down, pegs it into the ground. And since that holds it down, I don't need to worry about everything flying off the rails while I'm painting. I have had paintings actually blow away on me before, and that's why that adjustment got made. It was pretty wild. There we go. Let me just make sure that camera's working well. It is indeed. Okay. We'll also have a little halftime breather in about 30 minutes. And during that breather, I'm going to smash a bunch of water, and if anyone's got any more longer format questions they want to ask, they'll get a good opportunity to then, so I can really delve into an answer. In the interim though, can you please do a painting of New Zealand autumn next? I'm guessing you're Kiwi. I would actually love that. I recently did a work called Land Meets Sea, which was of the an Auckland beach, which is beautiful. But doing some seasons in New Zealand could be quite fun. We've done locations. Milford Track, that was awesome. I was expecting because I released prints of the Milford Track, I was expecting fellow New Zealanders to purchase the Milford Track, you know, because it's our country. But do you know who bought out the prints for the Milford Track? It was people all overseas who had been to New Zealand and they'd walked the track and they recognised it from their adventure. I didn't think that was... I was painting it for Kiwis, but I didn't realise how much that track meant to so many people all around the world, and the impact that that place in New Zealand has had on people in New York, Chicago, Tennessee, Texas. Quite a few of those Milford Track ones went to Texas. I guess that's what would happen though if you were from Texas. Someone said to you, right, if you said, I'm coming to New Zealand, I want to see the best nature you've got. I would never guess New Zealand, honestly. Ah, all right. Well, we are in New Zealand. This is New Zealand. I'm a New Zealander. That being said, I do have, or I have been told that I have, a bit of a, excuse me, I'll just get this brush here, American-esque accent. Americans don't fall for it, not one little bit, but people from all over the world sometimes guess or surmise there's an American touch to it. And I think it's just because homegrown New Zealanders do roll their R's a little bit. Aussie accent. No. Aussie accents. See, New Zealanders sound like robots, and Aussies have this kind of bee in their bonnet, so they speak more like this. And New Zealanders kind of just have this non-stop monotone robot tone to them. So I've got the non-stop robot tone. It sounds like I'm saying it's like a bad thing, but I'm also sounding proud of it. So it's a little bit of a, if you're not quite sure what to make of that, I totally understand. Okay, here we go. There we go, lovely. See, this is, I was thinking of going on with a bunch of ultramarine, but I've got sidetracked here. I just see this wonderful colour in it. I know I was talking about maybe not using red for a red stag, but this vermilion, this picture just keeps screaming vermilion to me. So here we are. into it. I should also note, team, I would like to get this picture finished in a single session. So unless the wind kicks up or we start facing challenges above and beyond what I think we can finish this painting with, I plan to finish it in this session with you guys. That's the plan. What are we doing there? There we go. Beautiful. Okay. The plan is to finish the red stag. God, that's a cool name. Red Stag. It's like a cool bar where all the cool kids would hang out. And I'd like be wishing someone could invite me there. There we go. Beautiful. A bit more there. Let's get a bit more up the top. Lovely. You know, one of the fun things about art and reality too, and with the amount of transparent fluids that I'm using, is that there is a difference between what the artwork looks like in person and the colours we can see on the screen. Because when I overlay vermilion, Naples yellow, turquoise and purple, you can distinctively see in person vermilion, turquoise, Naples yellow and purple. But when you see it on a laptop, it'll surmise what that colour should be and then show you an overall aggregate in that one space where the pixel is. And that doesn't seem to be how it works when we see the light of a painting in person. It actually has this very, very different effect where we almost see in one spot 3 different colours. And that's pretty special. Born in Romania, I've been in Australia 28 years. Well, good for you. That's an exciting journey. I've been to Australia, how many times? Usually I go there on layovers, because New Zealand, to get to anywhere else in the world, typically goes via Australia. But it's not usually my bread and butter though. I like travelling within New Zealand. There's too many cool things to see here on shore. And then if I was going to go on a big adventure, give me America. Give me the wild open national parks. Give me the amazing, what's that song? Is it by the Dixie Chicks? Wide open spaces. I've never seen skies as big as the skies I saw in America. Those giant skies. Wyoming, Utah. Where else were they? Wyoming, Utah, Texas especially. Oh, Texas especially for that. We've got big skies here, obviously. Look at that, massive skies. But nothing compared to what you guys deal with overseas. The size of those skies. Sounds cheesy to say it, but trust me, the size of the skies. All right. Next colour we're going to grab. If you've spent time on the stream before, you'll know what's coming up. This is going to be ultramarine blue. We're coming to you live from Auckland. That's where we're at. There we go. And ultramarine blue is going to capture all the dark areas. All the dark areas. More of this stuff. There we go. Lovely. Now ultramarine blue is so strong, we're just going to use the same vermilion brush, and it's gone. And it's gone. Beautiful. Now, time to do those darker areas. Everywhere that gets the blue on top of the purple will immediately turn not black, but closer to black. What am I painting? Ooh-wee. Hang around and find out. I'll tell you what. And then after the blues, there'll be these little pockets that we think, let's send them a little bit darker. And we'll bring out that brutal carbon black. And we'll let that have the impact that it wants to have. Carbon black wants to be in the picture. I can tell that. I can tell that it wants to be. But I want it to show restraint, because if I just offload carbon black into this work. I don't want to lose that majestic colour palette. I can't capture the space of the wilderness in this picture, but I can give homage to its majesty in a wild, eclectic, crazy kaleidoscope of colours that give you the idea that actually there's something special and unique about this place. Oh, it's a deer. Or, oh dear, I made a mistake. Oh dear, that's awful. Oh dear, that needs work. Okay, up through here. There we are. Lovely. And there's a little bit that creeps down through there. Nice. It's going to come down through there. Beautiful. See how it's not completely black at all, but it just enhances those shadows. That's what I'm after. Enhancing the shadows. One at a time. Like I say, this stuff's got quick dry through it, so it's actually, the moment it's hitting, it's trying to dry. It's part of the beauty behind this. It allows us to layer up fast, coat after coat, moment after moment. And this is the first colour that's going to help me embolden that depth in the background. Blue always does that. Blue always makes things fall back. Not in a bad way, but in a, there's more here. There's something deeper here. There we go. There's a bit around these horns here. Beautiful. It's going to cascade up to here. Lovely. Like I say, attention going in around those edges, always around those edges. Thanks guys, I appreciate that. Give it time too. It's going to completely change what it looks like over and over again. You'll think you've got it nutted out, you think, oh okay, I see where he's going with this, and then it'll suddenly change again and you'll think, oh no, has he lost it? And then it'll get back, and then it'll be lost again. The painting wants to keep fluxing like that. You can't decide whether the painting's undecided or the artist is undecided, or if the artist is crazy and the painting's useless, or whether it's a piece of genius. It's we just won't know. It'll just keep changing until we get to a point where we think, oh, I see something, or oh dear. Yeah, actually that's perfect. We'll either call this painting Red Stag or oh dear. So if it starts going wrong, we've got our backup name, and if it's going right, we've got our main name. It's genius, it's genius. And if it's called oh dear, then I can just claim as the artist that the whole thing and the mistakes in it were intentional. It's genius. Why haven't I done this before? There we go. More. I'm going to go a bit of green next, I think. Ooh, that's too bright. Too dark, I mean. Too dark. Sebastian. What a fault. Chuck a bit of white in there. Chill that colour out. Alright. No idea? Give it time. You can see that none of the actual shapes, it's like you can kind of see a deer trying to come out, but then it doesn't kind of look like it is. Because every stroke's not trying to define yet. It's just trying to be wild and free. And if we can do all the early strokes with that, we'll be in a good way. Defining can come after about colour 10. And we've got probably around colour 6 to 7 at the moment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There we go. Man, once the whites and blacks come into these horns, it's all going to change drastically. The temptation to do it early is outrageous. Just keep dabbling here. Lovely. Cheers, Jacob, you legend. Jesse, you disappeared. If you disappeared for 10 minutes, it might feel like you missed a fair bit, but no, you're totally all good. We're still doing the same things with the colours as we were doing 10 minutes ago. You'll feel like you really did miss it if you missed it between these colours and when I add black. That's when you'll feel like that you missed a really important trick. You see here, it has that wishy-washy feel to it at the moment. The black's not going to allow that to last. The black's going to come in and alter this entire work into something new. And we're going to let them. We're going to let them get in there and have that huge impact on the work. Not just yet. Not just yet. But we will. Okay. There we go. There we go. So that's that same ultramarine blue, but we're letting a whole bunch of white creep into it. There we are. There we are. Ah, you see. Surely not yet. No. Give it longer. Give it longer. Like I was saying, it's actually more fun before you see it, when your eyes haven't just suddenly clicked into everything making sense. When you're in that zone of, is there something there or is there not? I love that zone. It's the most fun. I love looking at other artists who do similar work, so I can have that experience of not seeing it abruptly for the first time. You see, I miss out on that a little bit because since I'm always so close to it, I sort of don't get to misinterpret any brushstroke. I know why they're all there, carefully placed one after another. So that's where someone else's art always speaks to me, in that I can appreciate that moment of trying to understand what part of that artist compelled him or her to, in that moment, put a brushstroke there rather than over here. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah. And up through here, around these horns. There we go. And then up through here as well. Lovely. Oh, thanks, Julie. I appreciate that. All right, team. All righty tighty. We're making good ground here. And I am just about ready to do the absolutely unthinkable. to attack this with some black and have this whole thing suddenly come together, making sense. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It is time for black. Doom, 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 doom. Righty tighty. Tag this one here. So in this wild, crazy little picture you'll see, you might start to see the feeling of a stag coming out of it. Definitely the feeling of it. But it's not there in full definition. When these blacks come in, whoop, when these blacks come in, it's gonna take away that confusing mystique of what it could be, and it will stand out to us. So enjoy it right now in its confusion. We probably won't have that same treat of confusion after this next layer, which is a shame. It's a real shame, because you can tell that I'm kind of into that. Okay. But I'm not going to let the blacks go on without a little challenge. Like, what kind of challenge do you need? Just add the blacks. Well, see, I want the blacks to define, but they'll take away from all that creative energy if I just let them leap in there and take over. So we won't let them have full control. We're going to work from a bit of a distance as we add them, and that's going to make it more fun for everyone involved. Now, where's my black? Or I'm going to splice it into a bit of green, but I do want black. I want potent, powerful, steamy hot, strong, aggressive black. Where are you hiding? La da da dee. Big pun of it. All right. You're still new to painting, so you're enjoying the process? Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. You know, I feel like, and this is where I pivot from a bunch of other artists, I feel like the process is actually the crux of everything that matters. The end results are fantastic, don't get me wrong. Love end results, of course I do. But actually, ask yourself the question, how many people would still be artists if the moment they finished making art, it ceased to exist? I think we'd lose over half, more. I think we'd lose a lot of artists, because a lot of artists actually do what they do for a finished product. And just like life's not about getting to the milestones, it's more about what you do leading up to it. Having, what's a good example of that? I mean, just everything. Having a partner, having children, having a job. It had nothing to do with what the CV looked like, but more to do with actually doing it. Art's the same. And so that's where I come back to this here. What we're doing here right now, making this piece of art together, this is the process. This is why art should exist. The end result, love it. Love that there's a picture at the end of it. Beautiful. Evidence of a beautiful process. Its value comes from being that evidence. Look at something like Van Gogh's work. I love his work because it's evidence of him alone in the studio pursuing beauty. And every stroke you can see that actually it was the stroke that created this peace in his soul that he didn't find anywhere else in the world. And that's what made his art beautiful. Crystal, love your energy. I would love for you to buy it, but please, don't get excited just yet, because it's going to change a whole lot. And I always liken paintings to high school sweethearts. expect it to change a whole lot. You might be into it now, but you may not be later on. I've been told it's a red stag. So let's see what it becomes, and if you still love it, absolutely email me, get in touch, and when we've framed it and all the rest of it, this may be the perfect picture for you. But don't feel confused if further towards the end you either feel less or more attracted to it. It's actually okay to have someone from your past, high school sweetheart or old flame, who when you meet them again, you're more attracted to them. With some paintings, you may like it at the start and think that's perfect, and then every brush stroke that lands, you fall more in love with it. That is also 100% okay. Encouraged, in fact. But don't force your emotions, just let them be what they are. There we go. Beautiful. And if you like it now, just sit with that feeling, because it may change. You may stop liking it, and you'll just wish that in that moment you'd spent more time enjoying yourself. Cheers, Jay. I feel confused. It's an American animal. It's a Canadian, actually. It's a Canada. This whole work, everything we're doing right now, being here on this beach. Let me spin you around a little bit so you can see. This is being here on this beach in New Zealand, out here in the chaotic environment, enjoying what it is. Just get this in the right place. There we go. Voila, ping. There we go. Being out here in this chaotic environment and enjoying this whole place was inspired by this, an old school, dusty, faded magnet. This here is inspiring this picture. I'm told it's a red stag on this magnet, and I'm using this little magnet, not painting directly from it, but using it as the inspiration of this stag, as a stag glancing over its shoulder and unleashing a roar in its own way, as an animal, its own way, of telling the world, even if no one's listening, that I am here. And that's beautiful. Here we go. And the fading on the magnet is part of the beauty behind it too, because that fading is going to become part of the end result of the artwork. The fact that actually this magnet has discolored and changed. It would have been a vibrant green, but now you see our hues are based around this turquoisey, fun, deep blues. And if you've had old magnets, especially green magnets, you'll know they do slowly fade. And that is a natural occurrence. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. And then let's put a bit more down. There we go. Nice. Starting to see those antlers coming in here. I want to make sure I capture them properly, because these antlers have a drastic impact on the way the whole work looks and feels. This is where your attention initially goes straight away. It's got the most contrast. Let's chuck a bit of green in there. There we go. Where are we going to go next? Just down through here. Nice. Just like that. Beautiful. Just like that. Nice. Coming down low. There we go. Beautiful. Not done yet. All the way down in here. Splashing, searching, greenish black. Let that come down in here as well. Nice. And down, yeah, there we go. Down that leg. Where else are we going to go? Behind these stag's horns here. into this background, just lightly. Nice. And then on this face here, we'll allow it to be approached a little bit more. Deep, dark black. This one little last spot. Sit going, high detail. There we go. There we go. Creep down through here. Down through here. There we go. And there's a little bit of blue that sneaks on top of that air there. Just out like that. Nice. Then on this one, encroaches out there, top of the air, flicks in and down. Getting there bit by bit, team. Ooh. Okay. And this is the beautiful underline here of the, as we go halfway between its mane. Do you call it a mane on a red stag? Mane and the wilderness. You already see with this black colour, we've drastically changed the image. So there'll be some people who loved it before just as raw pigments and colours. And there'll be other people who start getting attracted to it more now that the blacks have leapt in here and tried to define it more. They won't fully define it, that's not their intention. But they do come in there and fight more with that crazy primal nature of it. And try and say, hey, there is something here. There's something to be seen. Squint and look. You can make it out. And the very idea that something in the picture tries to do that does make us see it in a drastically different light. There we go. Over the bum. Nice. All right, who starts to see a red stag in there? I'm starting to see one. But the most important thing here, guys, is the face shouldn't show up more than the bum, shouldn't show up more than the belly, than the grass, than the background. Even attention everywhere, because it's not just a stag with a weird white background. It's an entirety of an image coming together. It's a scene, it's a genre piece. Think genre more than portrait, and that every single part of it matters. There's no ignored background. We're not doing that. That's not how this kind of art works. Right. Now, I need to just do a quick thingy. Have some water. I need to come into my gallery here because my hyperlapse is taking up all the memory on my phone. This is what happens, team. This is what happens when you buy the 256 gigs rather than getting the terabyte of the phones. It's silly. I regret it. Always get the terabyte. Always. What am I thinking? You're always like, oh, no, I'll save a few $100s. Yeah, clever, Sebastian. And now look at you. You're in the middle of your stream trying to make room on your phone so you can keep recording. Who's smart now? Not you. Love the stands, the artist. You can see he feels he's. Oh, cheers, Pixie No Square. I appreciate that. I do. Look, I spent a portion of my life not actually doing art, and I ran from it. I was insecure. I was afraid of my own emotions, and because of that, as a person, I was less. So I'm not ignoring you texting at the same time. I'm deleting videos on my phone while I talk, I swear. Or I'm just using that as an excuse to gaslight you guys and actually scroll Instagram. You'll never quite know. Sorry, I was less of a person because of that. Well, now I've found art, and I've found how happy it can make people, and I've found how it can bring other people fulfillment, and I've brought myself joy through that, and it's the most amazing thing to be a part of, and I've never looked back. But because of that, because of the amount of time I've missed out from being able to express myself through art and share it with other people and make other people happy, you could call it guilt maybe, but there's this overwhelming sensational desire to be more passionate about, to share more of it, to really, really go as deep as humanly possible into it. So yeah, I get a real kick out of being out in places like this and hanging out with you guys and actually being able to share art with people. I feel like in a small way, does it make up for the time that I wasn't painting in my life? Does it even need to? I mean, whether you're painting or not, or producing art or not, it's all part of a journey that brings you to where you are. Sounds cheesy to say it, but I feel like if I hadn't spent periods of my life doing other things that I did, I wouldn't be able to come back to art with this vigor that I have now. Right, that should about do it. 37 videos, and 2 of them were 3 hours long, so I think that will give us enough room, but I need to go into empty recycle bin. There'll be some people in the room right now who just don't even believe that this is happening. They'll be saying that, they'll be like, he's just gaslighting us and making it more excuses just to scroll his Instagram. Which is, there we go, perfect. That's all sorted. Now if I go into my video, we're golden. It's going to let me capture again. I see a highlighted comment there. Thank you very much, Jay Smith. I appreciate you highlighting that. I'm going to come back and read it. I swear I am. I just need to get this device set up here. There we go. And the hyperlapse may continue. And if we do that again in, say, if we end up doing that again in a couple of months, you'll know that Seb did not, or no, next phone upgrade, Seb did not listen to his own advice and get the bigger storage on the phone. Okay, how do you transport the canvas home without ruining it? RT, great question. Couple of ways to do it. Big truck, big van. I have a station wagon. Station wagon, the back is empty. I keep a canvas. You can get all sorts of drop cloths, but this is going to sound really, really prissy of me. I'm so sorry. You can get all sorts of drop cloths, but I don't like the rustling noise they make. I'm sorry. I don't like it on a day-to-day basis. So I buy canvas, regular cotton canvas that we literally stretch to make artwork, and I lay that out in the back of a hatchback. I'll take it off the stand, I'll leave everything else here, I'll walk that back to the car, lay it flat on the canvas gets paint on it, that's what canvas is for, and then I'll pick up all my things and put them in the car and then drive home. Usually I'll let it dry in the car, I won't move it into the studio or house. If it dries in the car, then it's safer to move, but it really doesn't matter. The initial move's the most important one. I wouldn't worry too much, RT, about them moving it to the vehicle, because this is all quite safe. What you need to worry about is things like if it's a rainy day, the weather hitting it. If it's a windy day, the sand getting on it. If it's a windy day, it actually blowing over. If it's textured, landing in the sand, you'll get a very, very different piece of artwork if this goes down to the sand. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it's, when we talk about trusting a process, you're getting a lot more texture than you bargained for. I'll say that much. Okay, whites into blacks with a little bit of greens, getting some murky muted tones in this. Do we need murky muted tones? I mean, Probably not, but do I want them? Yeah, I do. I feel like if we add the murky, muted nature to a picture, we enhance the rest of the colours. We make this contrast that allows the actual popping colours, our Naples, our purples, our blues, to stand out more. I see someone's come in here and said no. Do you disagree with what I was saying? And if you do, that's healthy. Debate is good. Or just raw disagreement is good. Especially with art. A lot of people think it's a death sentence, both artist and viewer. If someone doesn't like it, you're like, oh, I can't stand this. Or when someone says they don't like your art, we shrivel up, we get insecure, we put up shields, or we resist making our art anymore because it hurt our feelings. You've got to resist that, because actually if your art's meaningful, or if you're being your real version of yourself, aside from the art, just as a general person in society, half the people will like you and half of them won't, and that's healthy, that's organic, it's natural. And so it's not about actually saying, I hope everyone loves my art. It's about saying, right, my art's like a shot of whiskey, not everyone's cup of tea. I need to find the people who love this. I need to find the people who resonate with this. Just like how you wouldn't change your entire self and life to manipulate yourself around being a certain someone for the world. Sometimes we do that and we know that's not the right answer. But if we actually are able to allow ourselves to be ourselves, aren't our friendships and relationships that much more rich? I mean, if you actually are in a relationship where you're not acting like yourself, and then you're in one where you can act like yourself, it's not like this is better. You actually feel like you haven't lived until you've acted like yourself. Imagine waking up every morning and putting on a mask. It's exhausting. Not just in life, but in art, guys. If you stand in front of a canvas, that process is hard enough already without putting on a mask and pretending to be another artist. We inherently know that's unhealthy in life, and yet we do it in art all the time. We take certain steps to try and make or appease fans and followings to make art what we think it should be, to make everyone happy. Ooh-wee. It's got some wind catching it. It's holding, but it's got some wind on it, guys. There we go. All right, art is in the eye of the beholder. Everyone sees something different. Actually, incorrect. Sorry. In my opinion, incorrect. Art is in the eye of the beholder, 100%. Art is, beauty is. But the fact that we all like different things, we all actually see the same art, and then we form a different opinion on it. So we don't see something different. Me and you both see the same picture, and then we surmise very different conclusions. I'm just trying to handle this wind at the moment, guys. It's quite strong. There we go. All right. Now, back to this. Let's get a lot of this. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Nice, nice, baby. Double trouble. Real trouble gonna follow you. That's from a Gonna Capture Pikachu. There we go. Alright, tidy. Oh, in my excitement, I've licked a bit of sunblock off my face. It's not very yummy. It's not very yummy at all. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Into smaller brush strokes. Just gonna keep dabbling them out here, doling out the brush strokes. What is it? You're sure you remember me from one of your science papers? Science papers in Otago. I did go to Otago, certainly. And if we know each other, hello, lovely to see you again. But science papers. I did psychology and I did art history. Loved art history, fantastic subject. And philosophy. There we go. Did you know I could be this fun? Oh dear. We used to live in Otago down there, had a great flat of amazing people. I remember the university, of course, and the papers and things, but God, I remember making the best of friends, meeting incredible people and forming friendships for life. I never quite knew the value of that until you get further on in life and you realise actually those friendships, that was the only reason you went to university, to meet those amazing people and make those amazing friends. All right, there we go. Into more green. I think I want some sap green now too. And we might need, we'll see. We've currently got the full light, but it's gonna start Psychology 101. You're dog training now. That's fantastic. And yeah, I would have been in Psych 101. That's indeed correct. You know, that's going back a wee way now. What was that? That was 2010 finished high school, 2011 I was in Massey Fine Arts in Wellington, and then I moved from Fine Art School to Otago. That was 2012. 2012 we had that paper together. There we go. 12 years ago. 12 years. Oh, how the time flies. I hate that saying too. It feels like a cop-out. Oh, how the time flies. But it does. It does fly. I like being able to look back on things and feel like they were just yesterday as well. God, I remember spending so much time with all those amazing people down there in the halls, making friends, figuring out more about life, but doing it together. That was what was so primo. Dog training. That's so cool. I guess psychology helps for that. Helps a little bit for art, helps a little bit for dog training. Look at us both now. Applying it in places we probably didn't realise at the time we were going to. But Look at us. Keep doing your thing. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. I'm sure your dog training's absolutely phenomenal too. We're actually getting the sun's about to go dip down behind these trees here, so I might need to move further that way yet. That may be an occurrence, but we'll persevere for now. But don't be surprised if we need to deviate from the current plan we're on just a little bit. Okay. Let's grab special blend. Beautiful. And let's chuck on some fat brush. Mix it up. There we go. Lovely. Thick green. That's what we need. Thick green, just up through there. Coming down through. This is a bit more scratchy. This brush has some marks on it. That's part of the fun. There we go. And accentuate it through here as well. And all the way up to the top. We're taking some creative license with this green. It's wilderness. Wilderness is a green, right? That's a thing. And nature. We're not going to overdo the green, he says, as he slams it everywhere. The plan's not to overdo the green. The plan's just to get just the right amount in there to accentuate the idea that this is on Earth, that this is natural, that this is the chaos of the Canadian wilderness. A bit more of this in here. Kefalum. Kefalum, baby. There we go. Lovely. That's what I'm after. Maybe a little bit more down here. Nice. And then we're going to grab, I think. Just make sure I'm done with that greenish black colour. You just sent a message to me. Well, that is absolutely lovely of you. I can see that shadow's caught up with us a wee bit, so we're going to go for a little bit of a move. Bear with me. Depends though. I think we're going to go through Contact Me. I just sent you. Well, that's lovely. Appreciate that. But yeah, if anyone is after things like commissions, we're booked up for this month, but next month, early next month, there's availability, and all that stuff, everything, prints, commissions, link in the bio, everything you need. Right, let's move into the sunlight, because we're outside, because the light is so much better on the art, so we need to be outside, but it's useless if we're in shadow. Okay, let's move. All those ones out there. Get this one here. There we go. This is the thing that holds down the canvas. You screw that into the ground, hook it on with these, and you are away. Okay, let's move. Bear with me, team. around here. Hook that on there. Safe and secure. All right. Come with me, guys. We're moving in here a bit more. Whee! Bring you down to here, team. And Birdie. Long time no see, Birdie. Welcome on in. Let's just spin this around here. Yeah, there we go. That's where I'll have you. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this. Fantastic. We are all sorted. Now, I need my paint. That's important. Da 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 dee. Da da dee da 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 da. La da dee da 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 da. La da dee da 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 da. Right, reds. We've had our fun here with these pigments. As novel as black was, black can go. And let's grab a fresh brush. Voila. Grab this whole piece. You can see it's bowing there a little bit because of the wind, and that's totally okay. It might come loose. Look, it might. And if it happens, it's okay. We just call that life. All right, let's get this killer in here. It's called a red stag, so let's get some deep red magenta noise in this show. Right. Now, is this working here? Just making sure our time lapse is all working. It is, wonderfully. We have our paint, we have our text up here, voila. Aha, JM, you've seen a woman's face. So, since these strokes aren't all coherently, carefully forming to make the stag, you may actually see other subject matter within the picture. It's unintended, but obviously it's a natural product, even though it's unintended. Expected and unintended, that's how I'd put it. Right, you green stag, let's get some of this. Green stag, red stag, sharp seaweed. Here we go. Embellish those colours through there. That's what I'm after. Really start to see that stag coming on out with the potency of reds. La da dee da do da da. La da dee da do da da. There we go. Wow. Cheers, Mark. I appreciate that. You absolute legend. It's got a wee way to go, but it's actually leaping off this page quite nicely in all the ways that we want it to. Our big mystery friend right now being the wind, acting as if it wants to take the painting away, and it might. We're not moving from this location, So we're saying to the wind that if it wants to try and beat us, now's its opportunity. Sweep the painting. And if it does try and sweep it, I'll try and catch it. But I wouldn't be surprised, and don't be surprised yourself, if I am too late. Hey, how we doing? I'm good. I'm good. Box of fluffy ducks. Right. Vermilion, medium yellow, and or maybe just medium yellow. Do I dare? Let's just see. It's going to give us... It's not exactly vermilion. It's like a red oxide combined with vermilion, but I don't mind it. It's workable. Let's work with it. There we go. I think we might even encroach from this colour into more yellow and then down into white. We'll see how we go. Luxurious pigment in there. There we go. Down through here. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. You stand on back with you. Yeah, we're coming together. We're coming together. A bit more yellow. There we go. Sloppy yellow. We go for a smaller brush there if I have one. We do. Fantastic. Hey, Jenny. Olive likes the stag. Yes. Heading in the right direction then. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying as well that we start off with quite a different picture to what we end up with. So those who liked it in the early stages may, as we continue, start to feel very differently about it. And that's kind of fun. There we go, how it goes there. Goes up there. More yellow. There we go. Okay guys, coming on down here. Okay, our speakers are on minimum, so it's about to run out. When it does, we will just swap on to regular sound, but the wind will be just a little bit stronger. And C, it is absolutely lovely to have you in here. I think I get more than enough credit for what we do here. So I just appreciate that you are here joining me, if you're still here. And if you are, we're painting a beautiful giant red stag. So welcome on in as we just get more and more wild and chaotic with this paint. You can see that black falling back now. Oh, she's looking so good. She, he, doesn't matter. Loving it. Yellow. God, yellow just makes these, God, everything starts to pop when you add yellow in. Sun-kissed. Sun-kissed. Thanks, C. Yeah, Heidi. The beach is the best place to paint. One of the best places to paint. You do struggle with the wind, and as you can see, this is bowing a little bit. So if everything goes flying because of a strong gust, I won't be surprised. Please don't also be surprised. It's just the risk we run when we come out into the environment to try and create art. You're welcome in chaos. Sometimes chaos will get you. A bit of white, team. We need a bit of white. Where are you? There we are. La da dee da do da da. La da dee da do da da. Alright. But in these wild layers, we're not running too far off getting. Inside's fine, inside's fine. I'm not bagging on the inside painting. But I love being outside in the environment and painting. The colours are different. As the sun changes its angle, you'll view your painting in a variety of different lights. And if you do find yourself midway through a painting getting caught in a bit of a rut, it could be because you're trapped in the same lighting the whole time. And having a rotating sun and seeing the artwork in a variety of different ways over the course of a day, on one hand, annoying, oh my God, change, how could it happen? On the other hand, oh my God, invigorating. Imagine if you could just work and then constantly be showered with new perspectives as you're working. It is somewhat empowering. There we go. I saw the start and thought he was scribbling. I was scribbling. You are 100% correct. I was just scribbling away up a storm. But that scribbling, like I was saying, that familiarizes you with the subject matter. And through those scribbles, we can actually understand or form a bit more of an intimate connection with the subject. So then when we get to here, we start to know what that grass originally felt like, what the hump on the red stag's back felt like, what the shapes in the background, blah, 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 blah. You start that, you find that by scribbling. Or at least for me, I do. Right. There we go. Beautiful. Da da dee da do da da. There we go. Bear with me while I just get a little bit more wild here, team. Because that rump's closer, I'm just adding a bit more of an impasto texture to it. Just so you get the vibe that that's actually facing you more. Good, Heidi, good. If what comes out of the session is you actually go outside, whether you're successful or not, give it a go. That element of play and that element of go get 'em, go try, potent to your craft. A lot of the time, failure will tell you as much as success will, if not more. You'll go inside thinking, wow, outside, first off, disaster for the way I paint, but man, I learnt this, and this. I like this, I don't like this. This works for me, this doesn't. Jules, you're on the move. We'll see you later, Jules. And also, congratulations on winning that print, Jules, you absolute legend. That is very exciting. I'm very, very happy for you. Cheers, Olive. That's fantastic. So I ran a competition recently, guys, with the people on the broadcast channel. If you want to be into win prints and things, join the broadcast channel. But so I want to shower everyone with the idea of free prints. I just want to get that core few thousand and just tell them, hey guys, print giveaway. If you want in, here's how. And anyway, with the last giveaway, Jules won a print, and that's so cool because Jules has been around for so long, supporting, being an incredible person, and it is luck. So I put all the entries in a hat and pull out 2 people, but it was just really special. Of course, Jules is a subscriber, so she gets more than 1 entry, which helped, but also from Chicago, Heidi. Chicago is the second most popular state. Not state, sorry, Illinois is the state, but second most popular place for my artwork, first being New York. So it's all in private homes, you can't see it, but love Chicago. I used to go there once a year for like 6-7 years in a row for the Restaurant Association show, National Restaurant Show, back when I used to work for a restaurant franchise. And that was really fun. All the new technologies. Americans know how to make technology, especially for food. There we go. Jeepers, our little sound thing's still going hard. That's fun. I thought it was going to die so long ago. But it's still ticking over. What do you know? Just like that. Beautiful. Chicago has got a lot of great food. This is true. This is true. Let me grab a bit more of this. Probably going to grab blue actually. As fun as this colour palette's been. Slip that plate to the bottom there. Beautiful. Bluetiful. Bit of phthalo blue. That's fun. which brush? Let's use this brush. Phthalos's too strong. That colour can't beat this colour. There we go. There we go. Da da dee da do da da. Okay, almost there, team. Almost there. A little bit more white. A little bit more white. There we go. Lovely. Hey, Kiwi, yes indeed. And yes, this beach is absolutely stunning. What a beach. What a beach. There we go. Put this through this blue colour. There we go. On the nose here. That's there. But this comes down to here like this. Top of that nose. Scoop. Scoop. There we go. Shoop, shoop, badoo, shoop, badoo, shoop, badoo, badoo, badoo. Shoop, badoo. Those shadows are creeping up on us again. They can't help it, can they? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. My body's too bootylicious for you, baby. There we go. Down through here. Nice. Alrighty tighty. Speaker's still on. What is it? Do you know so-and-so's work? Ooh, Leroy Naiman's? I think I do. Been a while since I've seen it. And when I use gloves, what brand do I use? Put a little colour in the upper left? Okay. How's that? Gloves. Depends. It depends. You can get fabric gloves. They're fun. A lot of the time I'd recommend just some old, if you can handle it, old-fashioned latex. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's just to keep the paint from going on your skin. And even paint going on your skin isn't the end of the world. It's if you've got cracks in your skin that actually cause the paint or the heavy metals in paint to go in, and their carcinogenic properties have all sorts of mischief. So actually, if you haven't got cuts or open flesh on your body, the actual paint getting on your skin isn't the actual end of the world. But good practice should always be to keep it off you if you can. You'll have to excuse my last reel, the one where I did no such thing. But that was a one-off, guys, as well. Don't formulate a whole painting style over using your hands if you can help it. There we go. All right. I'm going to grab just a little bit more white, and then that might be the end of our crazy little session painting. And I want to thank all you guys for being here with me, hanging out, you pack of absolute legends. We've made quite a fun picture here. We'll obviously finish this one. It's not finished yet. We'll do more on it in another live once this chaotic impasto-y layer has managed to dry. And keep building the layers up on it. But in its current state, kind of fun, kind of wild, kind of free, kind of loose, kind of subjects there, kind of it's not. And I kind of like that. Not everything needs to be this amazing, detailed description. Sometimes you can just look at something and just get the feeling from it. That's kind of what this wants to be. Inspired by an elk, a red stag. But does it need to be a perfect red stag? Or actually, does it show more by capturing some of the vibe of a red stag? It sounds cheesy to say it, but some of the vibe. There we go. Perfect. Done deal. Thanks, David, you legend. And Jermaine, thank you very much. But before you say you want to buy it, let me finish off the last few layers on it. Definitely reach out and know that these works have a massively big difference between this distance. Let me show you something. Up close, so if we come up close to it, look how wild this paint is up close. Messy, blotched layers. And then, let's try this. This is always fun. All the way, paint on my nose. Back over here, we start to that distance point. Get my head out of there. See the stag. Fun, fun, fun. You see these shadows here that are causing me the trouble. And then as we come closer, about here, it starts to swap between stag and chaotic paint. And then the closer we get, the more we just see chaos. And that's part of the fun. But this needs, we only got through about 30 of the 50 pigments, or 25-ish, that we wanted to get through. So we had a bunch of fun, but we're not quite there yet. You're a pack of legends, guys. I really appreciate you joining. Jermaine, reach out via email or join the next stream and see where this painting goes. If you hit me up from an email, I can let you know when it's finished and framed and things, and you can let me know how you feel about it. And like I say, when it gets to the finished stage, you may feel different. So I always put that little disclaimer in there. Wait till you see it at the end. And if you love it then it's for you. Yes, ships anywhere in the world. Anywhere. These things, there's one of these in Hawaii, there's one in South Africa. I haven't got one in Madagascar. I wish there was one in Madagascar. There's one in Laos. There's one in Netherlands. A lot in the US. Europe, all over Europe. Couple in Australia, just two in Australia. You'd think neighbours, there'd be more going there, but actually just two in Australia. And then I'm getting sidetracked, guys. It's been fantastic. You're a lovely bunch of people. Thanks for joining me. And look, hope to see you next time. If it's early in the morning, good luck with the rest of your day. Hope you have fun. And if it's late in the evening, have a good night's sleep. All the best, guys. Bye now. Cheers, guys. Appreciate that. Heidi, Joe, Adam, Shaba. Cheers, guys. Bye now. It's a good time, actually. You see these shadows creeping up here, shadows on me here. This is the right time to stop. We've done well. Bye.